Man, I just love that intro. I think the intro is just pretty awesome.
It sounds so intense.
It is intense, man. It's pretty awesome, I think.
Like the world is coming to an end.
It is not. Maybe one day.
Slowly, but
Slowly.
everything does.
Well, if they start dropping nukes, it's going to happen.
What? Wait,
Oh, hi, Dave.
who is that yonder
Who's that?
off the screen over there? Hey,
There
it's
he
over
is.
there.
Did
That's
Barry
me.
get taller? Barry's taller.
Yeah. Yes.
Holy sh!
Yes, I am. I don't know why that happens. I just grow. Magically
He's a
grow.
grower, not a shower.
Yeah. Move people around.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm Dave.
There we. Hi,
Middle
Dave.
guy's Barry.
Hi, Dave.
Outside
I'm
guy's
Barry.
Josh.
Okay.
We are not a sandwich. We are a burrito.
Little tiny Josh.
Where's the wrap?
Well, me and you is a wrap, I guess, and Barry's the burrito.
That's,
He's the inner. Maybe?
The innards.
the innards.
The innards.
Do you prefer a fajita over a burrito?
meat-
That's the question.
The meat to our potatoes.
Depends what's in it, I guess. A fajita over a burrito.
I like
I like
them
fajitas.
both. Like I
prefer
fajita. I like a
fajitas.
fajita at a restaurant when they bring it out on the sizzling platter and you hear it coming
Yes.
through the whole restaurant and everybody's like, "Oh, that's when I prefer a fajita."
That's
Okay.
usually when I get a fajita.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
I like
and
food.
that place has burritos. I don't think I've ever been to a place that has a sizzling fajita that doesn't have a burrito.
So
They
you
both
get
use you.
both.
So then fajitas win.
What about a fajita and a burrito?
Damn it! Now I want fajitas.
What's the difference between a fajita and a taco?
There's not
Fajitas
not
come
much.
out on a sizzling
Fajitas-
platter.
Yeah, that's like
Tacos
essentially
don't?
a Mexican stir
No.
fry, right?
Yeah, fajitas are basically stir fry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a wrap, you get your
What's-
wrap.
Well, we've
what's-
solved that problem, so
Yeah.
we could probably hit
And there you go. Yeah.
democracy now.
I've never
I
seen.
think so.
Every time you go to a restaurant, they don't have fajitas. All they ever have is those fajitas. Fajitas? No, nothing. You're so funny. So yeah, welcome to the show. The show that politicians fear.
That's right.
They fear us.
Is that the tagline?
I don't know. What was
They
David's? I
worked.
forget already.
Do they fear
You
us
got a
yet?
good
They don't
one.
even know us. They don't even know us yet.
No.
We have to make
Miss-
them know us.
Mr. Sutherland didn't fear us, Barry,
No. Nobody fears us.
when we met with that politician.
What was it? Sturdy.
Sturdy, that's right.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
sturdy.
it's like
Sturdy.
Mr.
Yeah.
Sullivan. Ooh, what?
Oh,
Ed?
Was there not a solid? Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, you're right.
Jordan,
Yeah,
Jordan Sturdy didn't like us.
Jordan Sturdy.
Yeah. Davey
Well,
and
he
I went
didn't
to
really-
our MLA. Go ahead, Dave.
yeah.
What were
Yeah.
we doing?
We were trying to put a bill forward to let people know their rights when their car is taken to an automotive shop,
Hmm.
and he didn't think that was useful.
No.
Unless we paid him.
And
then he
were
thought that
trying-
was
yeah,
useful.
we paid him. Yeah, and we were trying.
Oh, is
to
that what
make
he
it-
wanted? He wanted a donation.
I think so.
Well, he said it costs money to
Uh-huh.
put bills through, and we said, "Well, we pay you through our taxpayers.
Yeah,
That's right.
he didn't
Put
like
it through."
Yeah.
And he's like, "That doesn't work that way."
I
We
would
were
have went
screwing
straight to the.
politics,
I would have
Josh.
went straight to the paper with that and wrote an article.
Well, we
Yeah,
kind of were
that's
like,
all-
That's
Like
bullshit.
that,
He's
yeah.
there. He's there to represent you,
for sure he is.
and it's a damn good idea because there's a lot of uninformed people out there. When you take your
We
car to
thought
the
so.
shop, you're probably getting fucked
Yeah.
like half the time. If you
We
don't
thought
know,
it was
if you
a good
haven't already
idea.
done the self-diag, yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Jordan Sturdy thought it was a good idea if we paid him, and I think he just wanted us out of his office.
Yeah,
You know what? And now
you
he's
guys
out of
should.
office,
You guys
is he
should
not?
go. You guys should go do that yourself, and you guys should go door to door.
Yeah.
Shut up, you dumbass.
It's your
On the
job. That's
inside.
why
On the
you're
inside.
paid to do it.
On the outside.
And that's why we pay him and voted for him. But anyways, that's politics, right?
Yeah.
That's
I
politics.
didn't vote for
I-
him.
Yep. I didn't vote for him.
Oh, politics.
I don't think anybody did.
No. Well, obviously somebody did. Maybe I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. Yes.
I don't think. I mean, that's the whole equation. Do you vote for the party or the person? And I think in his case, they voted for the party.
And that's the way most people vote. They vote party wise instead of politician wise. Like,
Which is
yeah,
sad because
I
the
don't
person's
get how
supposed to
they do it in the
represent.
States because it's. I
well,
mean,
you got.
it's so
It's like the
polarized. It's black and white. There's two people
well,
to vote for. Like you
well,
don't
and it's
have a
like
choice.
South Park when they did their whole election episodes and whatnot. You had a giant douche and a turd sandwich to vote for, and that's essentially what you got.
Well,
Yeah.
that's politics.
Yeah, there's no good. There's
Like you look in the
there's
States and in 2020, they had Joe Biden or Donald Trump. That were your choices. Like, come on, people.
Yeah,
that was
like,
awesome.
like
yeah.
that's not a choice. Like, anyways, and we don't have
And
much
that's
better here. I mean, who do we have? We had Trudeau against the used car salesman
Yeah.
for the Conservative Party
Yeah.
against
Oh, now
the
you got.
NDP.
Well, at least we got Polyev there now as the opposition, but I still don't think he's going to be any better.
I don't trust him, Josh. Man, I don't trust him.
One bit.
I don't trust
No
any
matter how.
politician.
No.
And that's a good segue because we're here to discuss what makes a good politician. Like we need to define that in order to like improve it, don't you think?
So I think that every politician gets into the business. Well, okay, no, not true. I think that half politicians, or okay, that's not true. I think that 10% of politicians get into politics because they want to make a change and they want to make it better.
Yeah, I
Right?
definitely believe that.
Now, I think that 100 years ago, they all did. Right?
Yes.
I think it was even
I
corrupted
think
100 years
50
ago
to
than it is now.
90% probably was.
I think. Well, it's still corrupt, but I still think we were trying to.
But they're the
develop,
ones
like,
that
a
made it
better
corrupt.
system. Yeah.
I think they made it corrupt. They
And
they did
every
that.
political ideology and good idea starts out as a good idea and then is corrupted.
And then it's corrupted. So, but I think there's 10% that get in there. So when you talk about communism, socialism,
Fascism.
I like it. Yeah,
In
sure.
in theory, great. In practice, never been.
It
able
doesn't
to
work in
defeat.
theory though. It doesn't work in any like it doesn't
If-
work.
It works in theory. It works in practice. It never works because
you're
you
a
always
good
have the
person-
element.
works as long as you have
element
leaders.
of greed. You have element of greed that's always tagged along with it.
But any
And that's
political
human
system
nature.
works. Even monarchies work if you have a leader that actually cares. And that's the
But there's
situation is we
But there's
we
always
don't.
greed tied in with that, though. You might
For
care
sure.
a little bit, but you're still
That's-
a greedy fucker.
It's greed.
You still
Greed.
you still want what's best for yourself before you want what's best for your people. You think
Greed
you're going to
is the
suffer
problem.
before your people?
So that's what makes a good politician that puts the people before himself. I mean, I agree
For
with
sure,
that.
100%.
I think so. Yeah, if you're going to eliminate the greed, right? Then any
greed-
system, any system.
I always get that on my Facebook or something. One thing that you could alleviate from the world today, what would that be? And my answer is always greed.
Greed.
Definitely
Yeah.
greed.
How?
And it's a hard thing. Like you're talking about changing human nature and the way.
So
we
you were
think.
talking the other day about Pelosi,
Yeah.
right? And her husband,
Yeah.
right? Or his
She's
his wife.
Crazy.
You know? Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
even know.
But
Her
it's so
husband's
crazy how that stuff's like
better than
allowed
anybody
to
else's
happen.
for some reason.
It's like, oh,
Well-
you just passed a bill that a lobbyist has been trying to get you to pass for like months now,
Yeah.
and then you've heavily invested in their company. Pelosi hasn't invested in the company,
No.
but her husband has. You don't think her husband's become privy to insider information from the woman passing the bills?
Well, they actually
know,
are
like,
trying
See,
to
they
table
have
a bill now to combat politicians from playing with the stock market, and for some reason, Pelosi won't put that bill forward.
Oh, jeez, I wonder why.
yeah.
I
But
wonder
see, I've
why.
always said like Hillary Clinton shouldn't have been able to run for office. So
Careful what you say
there's
next,
term limits. So Tricky Bill was in. He did his stint, and then he can't do anymore. I think that him, his wife, his son, his daughter, his mother, his father, his family, you can no longer lead. You can be in politics still, sure. You know what I mean? But you can't lead. You can't be the president. You can't be the prime minister. So George Bush Jr., right? Tricky
He
George.
shouldn't have been there. He shouldn't
Curious
have been there
George.
anyways.
He shouldn't have been allowed, right? Well, he shouldn't have been allowed to begin with. His dad was.
Yeah, fair
Justin
enough.
Trudeau
Right?
can keep going on.
Trudeau, his dad was. He can't. Like
Well, yeah,
your
his dad
family,
was
your
the,
whole family,
the
you're done.
dictator of Cuba, right?
Work, though. Like that doesn't
But
work.
there's
Like
a
just
trickle-
because like
there's
a
trickle
distant
down-
relative was a politician, so you can't do it.
I don't care.
Both
That's
Trudeau's
my.
dads
That's
were
the way I want it.
politicians.
That's you're talking about corruption. You keep the same family in. What do you think's going to happen?
And then it
The
becomes a
corruption
dynasty.
is definitely
Exactly.
going to stay.
Yeah.
Politicians that have had they've been compromised. Let's say family can't run.
You can set a limit.
Yeah.
You could set a.
I think that's kind of like you can't generalize like that. Just because one person in the family's bad doesn't mean the rest of them are going to be.
It's not because
even
they're
though-
bad. It's because they ran their term. Because
They
they're
ran their
privy.
term.
So the only reason that like Bill ran and he can't run again because he's done his term. It's like he knows too much and blah blah blah, all of that stuff. So his family, his wife, knows all the same stuff. I mean, what do you think they're concerned about the emails and all the stuff, right? Like, because she knows too much. So she shouldn't be allowed. That's just, you're done. You're done. You shouldn't even be allowed to run. Why did Trudeau win? Because he's awesome? No, he's a dummy. He won because of his dad.
Well,
That's why he
And
won.
because he promised to legalize pot. But then I got in
Yeah,
again
but he
for a
didn't even
second.
get to the stage. Do you honestly think
No.
he would have been on the platform, on the stage at all? If his dad wasn't, he'd still be teaching drama across the street
No,
from you,
he-
Josh.
He,
Do you
could,
think-
he couldn't even hold down that job.
No, so that's what I'm
So-
saying. He shouldn't have even been
anyways, every
allowed.
once in a while, so you know,
Yeah,
nothing big.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I just
I think the system's rigged, especially like in the States. Like you can't even run for president of the United States of America unless you have 10 million in your bank account.
Yeah.
Like how does how does that stop the everyday dude from going? Like you know what I mean? Like,
So I'm sorry to off topic it. What makes a good politician? So
well, we've
so it doesn't make
established-
when you're. So we know now we've established that a good politician is not somebody whose family has been involved in politics. A good politician is someone who does not have $10 million in their bank account. What else?
That's
I mean,
people
let's just go process
before
the whole
themselves.
nation. It's hilarious. What'd you say,
that
Dave? Sorry?
people that a good politician puts the people he represents above his own personal gain.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's just
So how do you and you've asked me this before, Dave, that how do you enforce that?
enforce it.
How do you enforce it? So we've talked before about political stuff, and you're like, well, how are you gonna be sure? Like we were talking about Pelosi, and I was saying that there should be no financial gains allowed.
For
right?
sure.
So I said, so if you, as a pissed off citizen, decide that you want to go after Pelosi because her husband made a gazillion dollars off of this lobby, blah, 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 and they should not be allowed to, right? And we know that all politicians, they go in, they don't make their $100 and whatever $1,000 a year salary. They're doing a lot more than that. They're capitalizing huge off the backs of the working class and blah, blah, blah.
Do you feel like so if a politician does like a speaker engagement and gets paid for that, do you believe that's bad?
No.
Like do you?
Yeah, 100%.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think so.
They can't make a lot of
Well-
money doing speaking engagements, right? Like, I mean, that's what the AOC's saying. You know, she's not because they came out saying that she's worth something like $6 million or something like that, and she's like, I do speaking engagements. Like, there is stuff there besides me, you know, the stock market and blah blah blah, right?
Yeah. Well, but if
I think if
Yeah.
you profit from your position as a politician, I think there's got to be some kind of like, I don't know.
I don't think you should be profiting off of that whatsoever.
see, but the question
No,
is going to
like,
come is
like, you
what
don't
corruption
profit after
were
speaker
you involved
engagements?
with? What
Maybe
corruption?
when you got office?
If you're currently sitting, I don't think you should be paid for a speaking engagement.
Because essentially you are getting paid because
past.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
but if
past,
you're a retired
past,
politician, it's okay.
past or like retired
What's that?
or yeah.
So when you're a retired politician, it's okay to do speaking engagements and
Oh yeah.
and all that
I
stuff.
think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
because
that's fine. Yeah.
I can agree with
you
that.
don't hold the same influence that you had before.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you
So
still hold a
acting
lot of
Well,
influence.
politicians should be able to
you still
profit.
hold influence. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing the
I think
speaking engagement.
Dave.
But you're not
I'm
getting
trying
paid
to.
by taxpayers already to, yeah, I don't think so. It's like Hillary doing all her speaking engagements, and I can't remember what it costs to get Hillary to come and do a speaking engagement now, but she makes millions every year.
Mhm.
Well, and
doing
it's their
speaking
charitable organizations now. They all have a charitable organization, right? Like, and
Oh
to me,
no,
that's just
I knew
It's
one
just
that
a
had
scam to
Clinton
not
come
pay
and
the
speak, and it
taxes.
was you get Clinton to come and speak. It's going to cost you a couple $100,000. It goes right to him.
Yep.
It's not charity.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
No.
I know, but a lot like the Clinton Foundation is a charity foundation, and that is another
Oh,
form of income for her, right? And that family.
well, but once again, the question is how do you enforce the not being able to capitalize off of decisions you make, right? How do so? And I agree they shouldn't be allowed to make the money, and that there's the greed. The greed is coming in. So how are you going to mitigate that? How are you going to stop the greed by saying you're not allowed to do this anymore? Well, they're not allowed to do it now, right? Yeah, you know. So, but how do you stop that? How do you just put a stop to that? So if you're a pissed off citizen, what do you do? If you've got proof, because everybody knows and everybody's seen, whatever it is, how do you go ahead and stop this? That's what the question of the day is going to be for the listeners to leave down below in the comment section. Where's the comments? Is it over here, up here?
So how do you stop politicians from making money while they're in office?
Yeah, well, I don't think they should. I make money, yes. They get paid. They get paid well.
They get paid.
Okay, outside money, outside influence.
Outside money.
See, but
Outside
politicians,
influence.
a lot of politicians and stuff like that, it's their lawyers and whatnot, right? And as far as I'm concerned, you hit you made your money. Now I'm going to go into politics. It's unfortunate. It's the opposite. It's I've made a name. Now I'm going into politics to make the real money. That's bullshit. It should be.
Do you think they should be able to run charitable organizations? To me, charitable organization is just a way that lobbyists can pay you without paying you. You know what I mean? Like, so if
prove it.
Well, I mean, you look like the Hillary Clinton Foundation. Like, so a corporation won't give Hillary money to approve a bill, but they'll donate $10 million to her charity.
So
and then that's okay.
Yeah, but hold on. But so this is going on YouTube, and on the little infographic and stuff to get hits, I'm going to put on there Hillary Clinton takes $10 million personally for charitable thing. Like,
bye, Dave.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, bye, Dave. Good knowing you, right?
156.
Yeah, you're going to sleep with the Epsteins, right? But
instead of the tagline,
that's what I'm saying.
How do you
prove? How do you, how do you prove this stuff? How do you go after them?
That's the problem.
I think you can, though. I think you should be able to prove it. Like there's got to be a trace of her benefiting from that money at some point, but they don't want to prove it because all of them are taking that kickback.
They who? I don't give a
other
shit.
government officials.
I don't. Yeah,
they're
but
all
I don't.
taking
But
that
I don't
kickback
want.
too.
We hate politicians. Politicians suck. So can we form a tribunal? And we're just going to get enough listeners. We need listeners for this show, and we're going to take random. They got random generators to pick the 17th guy that posts or girl that posts or whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay, mm-hmm. So we're just going to use a random generator for our subscribers on this show, and we're going to put them in to go after these people. And we're going to have the power of 170 million people subscribing to this channel. You, everybody subscribe to this channel. We'll put together this tribunal. Nobody can advance in this tribunal. You're not going to get anywhere with this. You maybe make a name for yourself. You're going to get randomly selected through the list of our subscribers, and we're going to put a posse together, of 10,
Ooh,
5,
I like
20, whatever, and
That's what we
send
could
you
call the
to
party.
go after Hillary Clinton for the donation that was just made to her foundation that we think is bullshit. Like,
Well,
that's
that's
what
the
I'm
other.
saying. Is that how we do it?
Yeah.
Like, can we get 170 million people? Guess what? I don't care what government says, what officials say what. When we have 170 million people that are on our channel that are coming behind us to go after Trudeau, in Canada with a population of 30 million people, I mean, he's shit out of luck. Get in a boat and leave,
Well,
right?
and that's the other thing too. Like, what about all this cross-border donations to political parties, like the Clinton Foundation donating to the Trudeau Foundation, for example?
Oh, I don't know
Like,
about that.
you know, like, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's tagline number 2. I just got to make
yeah.
a note here. Hang on. Clinton Foundation donated to Trudeau Foundation. Did I spell that wrong?
Yes. Do you know how the last
Foundation.
tagline for
Wait.
one of the
Says
stupid about cars is Dave kills Churchill, and now it's Hillary
Josh.
kills Dave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wait. Clinton Foundation donated to says Josh.
I'm okay with it. I lived a good life.
Yeah, you did. I'm sure you'll be tortured
You did.
first.
You did.
You did.
That's awesome. Right on.
Yeah. I think. I agree. Lobbyists should be put out of politics.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
should
okay
have
for
a-
lobbying, but lobbying
No.
makes sense, and lobbying's done a lot of good for the world. I mean, something needs to change. We are lobbying, you know what I mean? But I just don't think it would get anywhere because where the
So
show
lobbying
politics
with
is fear.
financial
So-
benefits should be out. Like, it's one thing to lobby somebody being like, hey, like, come on, man, like, I'm trying to do this to get this and this and this. There's a difference between, hey, if I give you this money, will you support this bill? That's a different kind of lobby.
Well,
Yeah.
the tribunal, the TMD tribunal. Geez, now we really need a better name. Son of a bitch. The Berry Tribunal. the tribunal could go the Emperor Berry Tribunal. If thank you, Josh.
You're welcome. You got my vote now.
I mean, if it's big enough, you could have a tribunal for everything and every decision, because I think that there has been gain, especially financial gain. I mean, I own a big giant company that I think I'm going to make the world better because I found a way to recycle used condoms, and efficiently and turn them into delicious jelly-filled donuts. I don't know.
No, what the
Bad example.
There is no
There's
longer
way
the
better. There's
emperor.
way better examples out there. Like, why not reuse ketchup bottles? Like seriously.
I
guys.
always think using laundry lint.
What are you
lint.
doing with what are you doing with the genetic material?
Thanks for listening, folks. Oh,
Subscribe to.
but if that is true, I
Very
need
likes
money.
jelly-filled donuts. He wants to
He's
turn
gonna
everything
own a
into
sperm bank.
Sperm-filled donuts. Next note: sperm-filled donuts. Now, who wants to listen now?
There's going to be some people.
Wow, we need 170 million of them.
There's a lot of weirdos out there.
There's a lot of weirdos in here. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'll call myself out when I got to call myself out. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
There's creepy weird and then there's
no
weird
problem.
Barry.
That was both. That was
great
both.
idea.
Weird.
I just picked two random things my head didn't. That was weirder than a bucket of paint with spray
Well, I
cans
think
at the
subconsciously you want a cream-filled donut right now. I think that's.
bottom. I haven't
what it's
had
come
a
down to.
cream-filled donut in a long time.
Well, that's your issue. You need
Maybe.
you need to satisfy yourself with a cream-filled donut, Barry. And Josh and I will send you one.
And Eclair.
I fear the donuts.
Ooh.